Okay, let's talk about the state of relations now with our correspondent in Delhi, Sonia Phalnikar. Sonia, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made his traditional Independence Day speech from the historic Red Fort in Delhi. What are some of the main takeaways?
Hi, Brian. That's right. There were a few things that stood out for me in this speech. For one, Modi mentioned Kashmir, which is at the heart of a decades-old territorial dispute between India and Pakistan. And he said, I quote, "Bullets or abuses won't solve Kashmir's problem. Change can be brought about only by embracing Kashmiris." And I think this marks quite a departure from the often jingoistic rhetoric that we usually hear from Indian lawmakers, from members of his own party, towards the ongoing turmoil in Kashmir, where you see frequent clashes between protesters and Indian security forces. Now, Modi also criticized people for using religion to incite violence. He said violence in the name of faith won't be accepted. And this is a reference to a spate of killings and lynchings of Muslims and low-caste Dalits in the past year by Hindu far-right cow protection groups. And those killings have really raised a lot of concerns about whether India is really being pulled away from its secular, liberal ideals of its founding fathers.
Okay, now this is, of course, a big anniversary for India. 70 years since it shook off colonial rule. How's the country marking it? What's the mood where you are in Delhi?
Well, here it's a public holiday today. It's a very festive mood. There are lots of shops and restaurants in the city that have been festooned with flags and balloons. There are actually loudspeakers. I don't know if you can hear them, but all around me in the city, which have been blaring out the national anthem. So there's been a very festive mood in the city. But this year has not been without controversy. You know, in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh, for example, which is ruled by a hardline Hindu ruler, the government has ordered Islamic schools to actually film the Independence Day celebrations. And critics have slammed this as an attempt to test the patriotism of Muslims, who make up India's largest religious minority.
Okay, now, of course, the independence of India is also deeply intertwined with the partition of the country into the Muslim-majority Pakistan and the predominantly Hindu India. Now, this event was, of course, marred by bloodshed, by displacement. Is that being commemorated in India the 70 years on?
Well, frankly, the answer is no. You know, that fact rarely finds acknowledgement in official celebrations of independence. There are also no kind of official memorials for the partition dead. But I think for me, what's been surprising this year is the extensive coverage of partition in India, you know, both as a historical event and its enduring painful legacy. You know, in recent years, we've seen a growing number of big oral history projects that trace the history and lives of partition survivors across the borders. I just got back last week from Amritsar in Punjab, near the Pakistani border, where the first partition museum is set to open this week. It's a people's museum. So I think there is a growing attempt this time to give partition a more human face, to foster more people-to-people interaction, and that is a big change.
Sonia Phalnikar in Delhi for us this morning. Sonia, thanks so very much for that.